Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Ask the RV Pro here. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy. Appreciate everybody joining us. As you come in the room, please do announce yourself. Tell us where you're from. And we will be getting to your questions. And I'm trying to do something a little bit new here. Trying to watch my Facebook page. I'm doing this live on Facebook as well. So for those of you joining there, hopefully I'll be able to see your comments there. So please do like this video. Please share it. For those of you coming in and watching it after the fact, if you'd like, I got a little bit of housekeeping to do first. Feel free to scrub it a little bit forward and get into the good stuff here. So, and for those of you watching and have not subscribed to my channel, please do consider that and ring that bell so you're notified as I put up new videos and go live and so forth. So let's see who we have in the house here this evening. So I know first people in this evening, traveling down the banisters. Appreciate you showing up. They were in here really early, so I do appreciate that. We have Wayne Kern. Oh, you were no. Hey, listen, you're right on time there, Wayne. Appreciate that. Good job. Good job. So we got George Danik. I believe he's still up in Michigan, or maybe he's heading back up to Michigan. He's down in Florida, I think, right now. Enjoying things, enjoying the weather down there, I'm sure. Got Christine Dorbert from Bel Air. Appreciate you joining us. Chuck Ash over there in Salisbury, Maryland. Appreciate that. Thanks for coming in. Got Kathy Beal. Hello, and thank you again, Kathy. Do appreciate your donation to Make-A-Wish there. Levon Gates, appreciate that. Appreciate you coming in here this evening. And we've got Benny Sivels from Texas down there at Dyess Air Force Base. Appreciate you coming in here. Michael Selhammer, good evening, sir. Hey, by the way, I will be touching base with you tomorrow. I was really overloaded yesterday getting in. Of course, I wasn't there today. I did get your email, and I'll be touching base back with you tomorrow, and we'll go through those questions for you. So do appreciate that. Endless RVing, appreciate you guys joining us here this evening. Thank you very much. Brian Matthews, good to see you again. Glad to see you're joining us here. Let's see who else we have in the house here. B&D Crafts, thank you very much. So I do appreciate everybody that shows up here this evening. And David Gale, talk about new camp tags. I want to buy one. Well, I'd be more than happy to touch base with you on that. I'm hoping to get back up there to show maybe some of the new changes. I'm really excited about getting back up there to take a look at their new, they've got a new truck camper as well as another new British style camper. So I'm looking forward to going through that. A couple other people in the house, Vincent Kennedy, appreciate that. And Steve, Muse. So Mr. Roboto in the house, appreciate that. And then Kent Grander, Kent and Bandy. And by the way, Bambi, and thank you for your donation there to Make-A-Wish. And for those of you that might not know about Make-A-Wish, I actually had an announcement last Thursday evening and doing a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish. I'll tell you, their expenditures have been going through the roof due to the fact that with this COVID, their donations are down, but their wishes still continue. And they're helping. They help. It's not just one or two children a year. They're helping hundreds of children a year. And because of the fact that everything going on, they're not able to send them on these cruises and to Disney World and things of that nature, things that would be less costly. So it's creating a bit of a problem for them. So I thought, because of the fact that we've been fortunate to be able to help families through them, that I'd go ahead and give back a little bit. And not only are we doing running the promotion, but I'm also donating $50 from every sale that I make a month. And I'm not just doing this for 1 month. I'm not even just doing this for 3 months. I'm going to do this through their whole year. Fortunately, their fiscal year started September and it runs through August of next year. So my first donation sold 8 in September. So I donated $400 to them. And I'm going to continue that for a whole year for them. So for those of you that may be in a market for an RV and you'd like to help with that cause, that'd be a great way for you to do so. Also, for those of you that would like the possibility of having a week's paid vacation, and that's what it's going to be. Check it out. I'll tell you, I've got a whole lot of other things that I'm going to be adding to that. And all it is, $25 donation to Make-A-Wish. The link is down below this video. And your name is put in, have a chance to win that week. And one thing that I'm going to do for that also, because this is going to be obviously because I'm on YouTube here and it could be on Facebook and so forth, we may be having somebody that's from out of town that wins this. And if that is the case, I will personally pick you up at the airport in the motorhome and be able to take you right to the campground. So just let you know that there. And I do appreciate everybody that shares it and the other RV channels that are going to be helping out with this and getting the word out as well. So continue here, Linda Norman. Yes, the new Barefoot. I'm looking forward to doing that video. Lucky Dog Productions moderator. Appreciate that. So anyway, so on to the industry updates. I'll tell you, for something that is changing in this industry, I mean, most of the plants are not up to, they don't have their production up to where they used to be, a year ago. So they're still getting back up to production levels that they need to be at. They're so far behind, it's unbelievable. We have some people, they ordered like 2-3 months ago, and they're not getting their unit till February. Have somebody that wants a unit and it's a class B, depending on the manufacturer, they could be looking at next April or even next August. So, I mean, things are backed up that far. Now, on top of that, because of the demand, what's the next thing they're running into? They're running into issues getting accessories, air conditioners, water heaters, and the like. I know that with Grand Design, and I've seen it on a couple other manufacturers, they have gone from the Coleman Mach ACs to the Furion ACs. Now, with the shortage of parts, they're running an issue, and you might have seen some pictures on Facebook of some of these yards at these manufacturer plants where they have a slew of units already built, but they're sitting out in the yard waiting for air conditioners or whatever. So that's creating another issue. Now, with that being the case, they're also going to be running into an issue as these are coming off, and they're going to run into a driver issue in them getting those to the dealers. So it's a number of different issues that have been created because of what's going on. So keep in mind that if in fact you have an ordered unit and your dealer told you that you have an offline date, I'm just going to use a date. Let's just say October 15th. Don't think that you're going to be getting it like the next week or in a few days after that, because just because it said that it had an offline date, it may not have all of the parts, so it may be delayed. And on top of that, there could be anywhere from a week to 3 week delay from the time it comes offline before it actually gets to the dealer. So keep that in mind. Another thing that hit the industry, Newmar and a number of other manufacturers were using flex steel furniture. Well, back a little bit ago, flex steel came out, and because of what they were up against, they went ahead and canceled all orders for furniture for the RV industry. And so that really threw a wrench in things for the different manufacturers. So keep that in mind. And by the way, if in fact you ever if you're ordering a unit, understand that there could be what they call line changes. And so as it goes down the line, because something changes or whatever, when you get it, something might be different. Whether that be like in the case I've had somebody where there was a 4 fixed chairs for their freestanding dinette, and they switched it and made it 2 fixed and then 2 folding. So, and then, of course, they could have a cabinet color change, a fabric color change, number of different things that could change, and they're called running line changes, and those things can happen. So keep that in mind. So again, I try to keep this short and sweet. I try to make it informative for you. So that is the industry update for that. And by the way, we're having a banner year. We've already exceeded what we sold our best year ever through the 15th of October this year versus 2 years ago. So crazy out there. And we don't see an end in sight. And with that being said, does anybody have any questions for me? Burning question. And by the way, so I know somebody asked about a tag, and I'm going to talk about that here in a moment. But does anybody else have any questions here? I see Mark Melinarski is in the house. Appreciate you joining us, sir. Thank you very much. So the new camp tags, I know I have a few on our lot. Tell you, we've been getting those. We're getting about, I think, 3 to 5 of those a month, but they seem to be rolling out pretty quick. So if there's one particular unit that you're looking for, feel free to reach out to me. Phone number, contact information down below this video. So yeah, I just put out I just uploaded a video today on the new front end diesel in the Canyon Star, the 3927. That ended up being almost an hour-long video. Try to pare it down the best I can, but there's just so much information out there that I want to give to people. And understand that you could go ahead and scrub it forward. You could reach down below the video. There's a little settings where you could go ahead and speed the video up if you wanted to, or you could scrub forward to look at particular areas. Try to do it a little bit different this time to break it up, but pretty interesting coach. And I'll tell you, that one hit our lot, and the day it hit our lot is the day it sold. And then just a couple days later, we sold the gas model. So understand, with the Canyon Stars by Newmar, all Canyon Stars are going to be on the Freightliner chassis with the 340 horsepower diesel. Now it's going to have air ride for the rear, but it's going to have air brakes for all 4 wheels. So pretty comfortable coach. And I tell you, the engine, I did not feel that the engine was any noisier than the gas was. So quite the thing. So by the way, we're heading out camping this weekend. And something else I had mentioned, I'm working on, well, I say not just me, my wife and I are working on putting together a meetup for next year. So do stay tuned. We're going to put together something up here in Gettysburg, somewhere in that area, keeping it close to home here. And we try to get together with a number of you people out there. Love to go ahead and sit around a campfire, have an adult beverage or a beverage of your choice, and kind of get to know you a little better. Love you all coming in here. Appreciate all your support. But I'd like to get to know you on a different level here. And I see somebody asked a question about how busy is our service department this time. They're pretty busy, although I just had customer of mine call me, and they were asking about, or they were telling me about, they had just dropped off their coach. Now, I did not didn't ask them how long they had to wait to get that service appointment, but it's kind of, they set appointments according, like they kind of like triage it. Sometimes they're able to get you in sooner. Sometimes they bring you in. They might have your coach sitting around and try to fit it in within a week's period and get you back out on the road. So it, just depends on the situation. And does the buyer get a call before they ship out a trailer that they gave? Well, they don't. And I tell you, and we don't get the word. There are times things change. It's like we'll get something that comes on the lot. We walk out, we're like, wow, new color scheme. They changed this or they changed that, and that's just unfortunately the way the industry is. Whether I don't know if they're running out of fabric or materials, and they've got to just go ahead and make a running line change at that point. So those things happen. I mean, we've had things happen before. I mean, we ordered a momentum for somebody, and it came in. It was a full body paint, and it came in the wrong color. Now I don't know what they did to resolve that issue, but the customer did end up taking it. I know I personally had a Solitude come in. They wanted the LP refrigerator, the RV refrigerator, and it came in with a residential. So they took it. There's pluses and minuses to both. And after discussing that with them, they decided, they'll just keep it the way it was. So, I'm sorry. And let's see here. Well, let's take a look. I missed a comment somewhere here. Trying to see where I missed it here. There it is. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I tell you what, I enjoy doing videos. As busy as I've been, I've cut back tremendously. I think I'm only putting out about maybe one video a week and then doing one live, where I used to do 3 videos a week. I mean, things have just changed tremendously. I'm hoping to get back to where I can do some additional videos and get back to doing 2 to 3 videos a week. But I do appreciate that. And let's see what we got here. There you go. Can you set up a boondock tag with a TV and bike rack? It does not come with the TV. And I wasn't too pleased with the change that they made on that TV. Well, the cabinet for the TV, because what they did was they took the cabinet and made the cabinet door open up instead of opening to the side. On my estimation, I thought that was going to make it very tough. Now, although behind the TV, when you open up the cabinet, you look in, they have this so-called outlet you're supposed to remove, and it's supposed to be set up for a TV. It is my understanding it is not. But yes, you can set it up for a TV. Bike racks, like anything is possible. And it really comes down to your tow vehicle and where the heck you'd want to have that bike rack placed. So hopefully that answers your question. I mean, they did make a few changes that I did like. I like the fact that they put that little electric heater in there. That was a nice little touch. But again, yeah, I was not happy with the fact for the TV. But on the other side, on the flip side, the majority of the people that are buying these hardly ever use the TVs anyway. And nowadays, with your laptops, with your iPads and things of that nature, people are resorting to those things nowadays anyway. So, but I do appreciate the question. Are there any other questions here this evening? And by the way, how many of you all would be interested in coming up to Gettysburg next year? And would spring, summer, or fall be a better choice for you? And also, for those of you that are watching on replay, let me know as well. Like I say, we want to put something together, and we're going to have a great time when we do it as well. So, any questions, Maureen? I know she gets things. We just got somebody late showing up here. Randy, how you doing? It's late to the party. That's okay, Randy. Appreciate that. Randy does a heck of a job. I tell you, we got a few people in here. Randy, we got endless RVing, traveling down the banisters. I mean, we got some great channels in here that do put together some. They have nice channels, and be sure to check them out. But I do appreciate everybody coming in the house. See, I've got 2. We got spring and fall. We got 2 people saying that. And then of course fall. Yep, no doubt, fall is a great time. I enjoy camping when the weather is cooler out than I do when it's warmer out, because I certainly do like having a campfire. I don't enjoy having a campfire when it's hot out. That's for sure. So let's see. JLS Love Life is in the house as well. So see, Marcus asked, where do I? So there's a couple of different places I camp in Gettysburg. Artillery Ridge, kind of like that campground. It seems to be a quiet campground. We're heading up to Drummer Boy this weekend. That ought to be fun. They're actually doing. They do a little bit different this time as far as their Halloween. They don't have where the kids walk around to get candy. What they do is they do a golf cart parade, and the people on the golf cart are throwing the candy to the kids at their campsite. So a little different spin on things. And I see Tony Carlson's in the house. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying what we're going over here. Appreciate that. I missed some, but hold on. I was interested. Any of those times depends on the no doubt about that, Wayne. And do you know anything about Forest River, Riverstone Legacy customer service? I do not. I can tell you, being in the industry as long as I have been, I can tell you that it is my experience that there is nobody that is as good as from a customer service standpoint after the fact as Grand Design. That's just flat out, hands down. They just kick butt. Now, let me back up and preface that, because these smaller companies that are out there, New Camp and Little Guy, your smaller companies out there, they do a phenomenal job with that too. I'm talking about, your bigger companies, your Forest Rivers, your Thor companies, things of that nature. Grand Design, hands down, does the best job. And I have customers that call me on a regular basis, tell me how pleased they are with how Grand Design handled their issue. So that's a big key, I'll tell you, because that makes my job a lot easier. One thing I do, which is a little different than most salespeople, is I want to know about it when my customers feel that they're not being taken care of, because I will go ahead and do the best thing I can do to try to get things resolved. Now, listen, I don't own these companies. I don't run Beckleys, but I sure in the heck do believe that as a salesperson, customer service does not stop once you roll over that curb. And that's one thing that I do. And I appreciate that. Traveling down the banisters, I appreciate that super chat. Thank you very much. I do appreciate everybody that does that. So thank you very much. It'll be put to great use, that's for sure. Now, yeah, I know these things are, let's see here. Mark says, Caledonia. Yes, I've heard that that's a nice place to camp. I see Tony said, I appreciate that, Tony. Thank you very much. And that's what I do. I try to give you a different spin. I know sometimes my videos tend to be a little long. Wow, already snowing up there, Randy. Well, I'll tell you what, and Randy will go ahead and show you how to camp when it's snowing. She does a great job with that. Oh, did I miss Travels with Delaney? Did I miss them? Oh, there they are. There we are. Look at that. Good evening, Patrick and Patty. Appreciate you all joining us here this evening. Thank you much. And by the way, I want to reach out to you. I want to run something by you. Do appreciate you following up with me on that email. Okay, already answered that question there. One of these days, I'm going to get it to where Maureen will go ahead and stay here with me, and then she can go ahead and click and put these remarks up on the screen for me, so that I don't miss them. That's for sure. Because I'll tell you what, it's hard to go ahead and do this and keep track of everything. So, see all the chatter going back and forth. Do appreciate all that. So anyway, but listen, I do appreciate everybody coming in here this evening. Oh, did I miss something?
Did you answer the question about Forest River?
Well, I did. I don't know specifically anything particular on the Riverside. For we don't carry that. We carry Forest River products, but I can't say that. Um, I can't say that I have customers that are complaining that they're not being taken care of. But in my opinion, there's nobody as good as Grand Design. Now, listen, and look, if there's other companies out there that are, we carry a number of different companies. It's just one of those ones that I believe in wholeheartedly, and I don't lose sleep when somebody purchases one of those and they go on out camping. Listen, I don't care what RV you have, you're going to have issues at some point in time. But I love the fact of the way that Grand Design steps up after the fact to get people taken care of. So, all right, let's see here. Have you heard when the suburban water heaters are going to get? I have not heard at all. And I've seen a different style water heater being put on campers now that I haven't seen before, and I'm going to actually be doing a video on one of those because it is a little bit different, looks a little different, but I want to make sure that people understand with these new products coming out that you know how to use it. So I'm going to be doing one on the Furrion AC. I'm going to be doing it on the new water heater. So stay tuned for that, and I'll be coming up and taking care of that, making sure I bring people up to speed because this is an ever-changing industry, that's for sure. So, but is there anything else more? What was it? Did I miss one?
Down the banisters. Have you had time to look at the new Furrion ACs?
I just looked at one. I have not run one yet. I noticed that we had a brand that put a Furrion in, and apparently they weren't. I'm sure it was a running line change, but they didn't take into consideration the cabinet door open, and so it's hitting the air conditioner because it stands. It's down from the ceiling a couple inches, so that's going to be something that's going to have to be addressed. But stay tuned for that, and I will be doing something with that so that people will know how they work and so forth. Well, the suburban water heaters versus Truma, night and day difference. I mean, those are apple and oranges. Truma is a far, in my opinion, a far superior water heater, and it depends on what level of water heater furnace combination that you get. You could be having what they consider constant or what we call hot water on demand with that. So anyway, so I do appreciate everybody coming in here this evening. And Harvest Host is something that's a fun way to get out there and camp, especially as if you're getting out maybe for just a night or two. So, and okay, how did I get started in the business? Well, Mike, what happened was, I believe it was June of 2001. My wife and I stopped by Beckleys to test drive a motorhome. Almost bought it. But about a month later, I stopped in and asked if they needed a salesman, and basically sold my insurance business, sold my block of business, and started in the RV industry in August of 2001. And I didn't start at Beckleys because they didn't have an opening. And I went in there and told them, I said, look, you guys got an opening? They said, no. I said, all right, I'm going to go to this other dealer and call me when you do. And they said, well, we don't want you going to the other dealer. I said, well, then hire me. They said, well, we don't have a position. So I went there. I was there for a month and started September of 2001 with Beckleys. My first sale was actually September 11th, 2001. And you all remember what happened that day. So what's that, Martin? Well, yeah. Oh, my Maureen says I love doing what I'm doing. Well, obviously I do. I want to do more of it, I'd like to sell the house and go out and just do this stuff. My wife's holding me back a little bit, only because of our children. We have children living at home, and we have 3 4-legged dogs as well that live at home. And so anyway, but one of these days, I'm thinking the next year or two, I think we can make that happen. So, but we're going to continue with these lives. We're going to continue with the videos, and I'm hoping, and maybe you all can kind of help me persuade my lovely bride to join in on these lives. So I appreciate it. Thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll be back at you again next week. Take care.